So that's how they were totally aware about all these things, that our goal of life is to become purified. Although currently I am playing the role of a king, this is material world, and here I have to suffer birth, death, old age, and disease. Although I may be king, but at the end of life, I also have to die. So they were totally aware of all these principles. So they used to follow a life in which, while during ruling their kingdom, they were doing it as a duty, as a service. They would help the citizens in all their things, and they would take care that everyone in the country, every citizen is able to focus some of his time, able to devote some of his time for god consciousness also. तो इस तरह से society overall was God conscious. Majority of the people were God conscious. It was not that 100% लोग होते हैं, that never the case. Always some people are there who are not God conscious, but at that time, at those times, majority of people were at least aware of God consciousness, and were also following God consciousness and living a life of peace most of the time. Only few times there would be turbulences. So this was because overall culture was like that. But now hardly there is very less focus on the spiritual culture, and that's why we see so many turbulences going on in the worldwide. Like there is war between Russia and Ukraine, not coming to at an end only. So many people, so many things have been died. बस बाकी वर्ल्ड में भी सब चल ही रहा है, वो युद्ध लड़ रही हैं दो कंट्रीज, सब चल रहा है अपना। बीच बीच में किसी के भी बीच में इंडिया पाकिस्तान का भी पता चलता है कि टुडे सो मेनी ऑफ द आवर आर्मी पर्सन्स दे गोट मार्टियर्ड, शहीद हो गए। किसी दिन पता चलता है कि दे किल्ड सम टेररिस्ट। सो ऑल दीज थिंग्स आर हैपनिंग कंटिन्यूअसली ऑल अराउंड द वर्ल्ड. So there is so much turbulence, and so many natural calamities also coming. Earthquake was there recently only, near Delhi. In Delhi, it was being felt, and it was center was in Afghanistan. So the world is like that. But in this situation, what we have to do is we have to understand what is the goal of life and try to focus a bit on that. मतलब हम अब अच्छे से अपनी studies करें, अपना प्लेसमेंट्स, जॉब, करियर वो सब परस्यू करें, बट उसके साथ साथ अपनी लाइफ को गॉड के अराउंड थोड़ा सा सेंटर करके रखें, so that all of us can give our time for getting peace also, for getting happiness also. Otherwise, most of the people are being consumed so much in the activities that they hardly find time to remain happy. They hardly find any time to be peaceful. Matlab, people are so much anxious all the time. So if you want to be happy in your life, spiritual path is the only thing which can give you happiness. This is written in stones like that. Continuous happiness will come if we follow spiritual path, because that time you will be able to understand the principles of this world and will be able to live in a way which is very natural. ठीक है? So let us go to the story now. We have okay some time. So यहाँ पर जो एक king थे, he after he has done all his duties at the end of his life, now he wanted to give more time to the spiritual things. So he thought that now my sons and daughters etc everything are grown up, married, everything is going good in the kingdom. Now I will go and in the forest and try to give more time for the spiritual activities. So this was his position. He was not thinking कि अभी तो मैं इस घर, like I want to just, now I want to rest, I want to take rest, I have worked so hard in life, now I just want to lie down on the bed and don't want to do anything. This was never his thought process. He thought that now I've done much of the duties, now my next duty is calling me that I should give some time, more time for spiritual things. So he went there with this thing, giving all the फैसिलिटीज विच वर अवेलेबल एज अ किंग. तो क्या हम सोच भी नहीं सकते कि क्या फैसिलिटीज अवेलेबल होंगी उनके पास. सो मेनी सर्वेंट्स, सो नाइस फूड, ऑल दीज थिंग्स वर देयर विच वी कुड नॉट इवन इमेजिन. लेकिन वो सब लाइक दिस वाज बिकॉज फ्रॉम चाइल्डहुड ओनली दे वुड लर्न living such a life. So once he went to the forest, he used to worship by chanting the mantras which are given in the Rig Veda, by chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, by chanting other Gayatri mantras. जो भी मंत्रास हैं, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, दिस वाज वेरी कॉमन मंत्र दैट टाइम। सो हर एक समय के लिए मंत्र होते हैं, जैसे अभी कलयुग के लिए सिर्फ और सिर्फ एक ही मंत्र है, हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र, जो जिसके लिए कोई भी क्वालिफिकेशन नहीं चाहिए, बाकी अदरवाइज कोई भी आप मंत्र चैंट करते हैं, यू नीड टू बी वेरी मच qualified for chanting a mantra so that it can give you proper results. But Hare Krishna Mahamantra is such a mantra, it is given in the scriptures that it is a Mahamantra because it does not require any qualification from the speaker. He can be of any caste, creed, he can be of any male, female, child, old, whatever, from whichever country. So everyone is qualified to chant the only Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So he used to worship Krishna by uh, offering him food, and just he was relishing his devotion in that way. इस तरह से he was able to progress nicely in the spiritual life. So it has some questions in between, देखते हैं कितना discuss कर पाएंगे. So now what happened one day while he was meditating there, he saw that a deer was there, female deer, and she was running in a very haste way, and the lion was chasing her. And at the same time, she gave birth to a little child, little doe, and she died after giving birth. And then lion also went away. So, but he saw this little cub, little not cub, little doe in his near to his ashram. So usko, because he was king, his natural feeling was to take care of everyone. His natural thing which he has practiced in his life, पूरे लाइफ में जो उन्होंने अच्छे से प्रैक्टिस किया था कि सबको प्रोटेक्शन देना, तो वो उनके अंदर स्वभाव था. जैसे कुछ लोगों का स्वभाव होता है लड़ने का, हमेशा जैसे ही मौका मिलता है दे आर जस्ट रेडी टू फाइट, even though they may not be involved in any matter, but whenever they get opportunity they just want to speak out and they just want to shout and all these things. Similarly, his nature was to give protection, his nature was to take care of everyone. Even though he was now alone, as soon as he found the opportunity that he got a deer, he took that deer, small baby deer, and took to his ashram and started giving, taking care of that small deer. So this was going good, everything was going good. So then slowly what happened, there happened a mistake. He started taking care of deer, and the deer also became grown up. When it was totally, it could have been independent like other deers, it could have roam around here and there. But now the king was or the rishi, he became rishi now. The rishi was now attached to this deer. Attached means he was, he has left the kingdom, he has left all his responsibilities where he would have so many facilities, but now he was thinking this as a person, as a friend, as a child, as a some everything for him. मतलब उनके लिए वो सब कुछ बन गया. He took food with him, उसके साथ खेलना. So this way he got little distracted, and that's what the problem was. That he, now you can see in the photograph itself that he is chanting some mantras, doing some yagya, but he's looking at the deer. Where is my deer? Where is my favorite deer? So now he started neglecting his spiritual life for which he had come. He forgot the purpose with which he has come into the forest. That's the mistake which happened for him. So इसीलिए हम सब लोगों को भी हमेशा केयरफुल रहना चाहिए कि हमारा पर्पस क्या है. किसी भी प्लेस पर, किसी भी एक्टिविटी के लिए हमें कभी पर्पस नहीं भूलना चाहिए. यू गो टू कॉलेज, you do so many co-curricular activities, you do so many other things, but always remember the purpose for which you have entered into college, to get a degree, to get a placement, to get knowledge. So this should always remain your focus. Not the focus should be that I came to college to just to make friends, just to make new friends. So yes, that will happen as a byproduct. आप कॉलेज में रहेंगे तो कुछ फ्रेंड्स बनेंगे ही naturally. But if that only remains the purpose of life, that means you are distracted if you forget the real purpose. So it is, this particular situation is valid for all of us at every moment of our time कि हम कभी भी हमें पर्पस नहीं भूलना चाहिए. जैसे अभी हम स्पिरिचुअल सेशंस भी अटेंड कर रहे हैं, तो किस पर्पस के साथ हमने अटेंड करना स्टार्ट किए थे? दैट आई वांट टू लर्न समथिंग फ्रॉम भगवत गीता एंड वांट टू फॉलो इट. एंड देन वी स्टार्टेड मेडिटेशन आल्सो विद द पर्पस दैट आई वांट टू कंट्रोल माई माइंड, आई वॉन्ट टू क्लीन माई माइंड। सो वो पर्पस हम हमेशा याद रखें। अगर पर्पस हमारा हमेशा याद रहेगा, then we will be very much clear with what we are doing, how we are investing our time. अगर हम कॉलेज में जाते हैं, जैसे मैं पहले भी बहुत बार बता चुका हूँ, if we are just totally investing our time in playing games, so playing games is not a bad thing, but if you are totally neglectful of your purpose and you totally forget your purpose, just investing all of your time in that, then probably you are distracted a bit. So that's how it happened for the king. So then it is being told like all of us as have got this human form of life जो हमने discuss किया है. After so many births we get so many species are there, and we have traveled in so many species before this life, and now we have got this human form of life. This is what our scriptures tell us, that this human form of life is very difficultly achieved. Manusham deham sudurlabham, ऐसा बताया जाता है. It is very very rare to get this ह्यूमन फॉर्म ऑफ लाइफ इन विच वी हैव डेवलप्ड इंटेलिजेंस. हमारे पास फैसिलिटी क्या है ह्यूमन फॉर्म ऑफ लाइफ में? डेवलप्ड इंटेलिजेंस. बिकॉज इन अदर एक्टिविटीज ऑल्सो आर डन इन अदर स्पीशीज ऑल्सो. जैसे खाने की बात करें तो सब कुछ ना कुछ खाते ही हैं. फॉर टाइगर द फूड में बी सम नाइस मीट ईटिंग सम अनदर एनिमल. फॉर अ काउ इट में बी ग्रास. फॉर ह्यूमन बींग्स वी हैव नाइस foodstuffs, knives, vegetables, fruits, so many things have been prepared. तो हमारे लिए बहुत अच्छी फैसिलिटीज है. बाकी सब स्पीसीज में भी खाते हैं लोग, वो भी सोते हैं लोग, सिमिलर एक्टिविटीज दे डू ऑल्सो हैव फैमिलीज. सो उनके पास भी फैमिली होती है, ऑल्दो द रिलेशनशिप में बी लिटिल डिफरेंट इन एवरी फैमिली, in every species, but they do have family, always they get. So this is how the life happens for them. But only special facility we have is this intelligence with which we can study about this world. हम फिजिक्स पढ़ते हैं, केमिस्ट्री पढ़ते हैं, हम इतनी सब चीजें पढ़ते हैं बिकॉज वी वांट टू अंडरस्टैंड. साइंस हैज बीन डेवलप्ड to understand this world, what is happening in this world, what are the different processes which happen, कि कैसे इस world में होता है. And the ultimate goal of science is also to understand God, who has created this world, why, how this world is working, how the nature is working. So that is the goal of science. So actually our intelligence is just especially made for that, understanding the purpose of our life. And the purpose of our life is, all of us as know कि पर्पस हमारे लाइफ का क्या है, so that we can become purified, we can again go back to the spiritual world where there is no problems like birth, death, old age, and disease. So this is what all the scriptures and all the religion, all the etc etc they claim. And everyone in this is the pure form of religion. And in this world you may see so many distorted form of religion, people are doing so many different things. But actual religion is save पुंसाम परो धर्मो यतुर भक्तिर अधोक्षजे अहेतु की अप्रतिहता ययात्मा सुप्रसिद्धि. That if you want to be happy, you get happiness from relationships, you get happiness from unconditional love, that someone loves you. So you get happiness from relationship with your parents, we get happiness from relationship from good friends. But what happens in this world, these relationships are not long lasting many times. सो इसीलिए हमारी जो एक्चुअल रिलेशनशिप है वो भगवान के साथ है. तो जैसे ही हम भगवान के साथ रिलेशनशिप डेवलप करते हैं, दैट टाइम we get everlasting happiness. So it does not mean that we do not have friendship with anyone and we do not have relationship with everyone, anyone. We do have that. Along with that, in our life we have to add God, we have to add Krishna in our life. Nothing needs to be removed, we just need to add God in our life. हम भगवान को हम अपने जीवन में जोड़ सकें साथ. So this is what. So this is one question which we would also discuss. Uh, so what is your opinion about TV, movies, smartphone, media use in modern times? तो सब लोग आप पढ़ सकते हैं ऑप्शंस और शेयर कर सकते हैं, आप क्या सोचते हैं कि क्या सही है, कैसे करना चाहिए, एंड विच इज करेक्ट. So this is the only question I have discussed till now. So please kindly tell what do you think. Don't be shy. We discussed yesterday a lot about that. यस प्लीज, कोई बताएगा आप क्या सोचते हैं, आपके क्या विचार हैं इन इस क्वेश्चन के विषय में. आई होप यू आर हेयर, आप सब लोग सुन रहे हैं. ओके, यू वांट टू शेयर एनीथिंग, कोई कुछ बताना चाहेगा. नॉट एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड. यस, वेरी स्ट्रेंज. देखिए, क्वेश्चन सिंपल है कि what is our opinion about the uses of all these gadgets. So our opinion is simple, मतलब मेरा तो opinion simple है that we use all these things very nicely. जितने भी हमारे facilities हैं हमें अच्छे से use करना चाहिए, so that we can uh, be up with the up with the time. We know all these things, but not at the cost of our studies, not at the cost of our relationships, not at the cost of our spiritual activity. We do use YouTube, Facebook, etc. everything for proper use. हम सब अच्छा कंटेंट देख सकते हैं, स्पिरिचुअल कंटेंट देख सकते हैं, इवन अपना एजुकेशनल कंटेंट देख सकते हैं, और कुछ एडुटेटमेंट अगर हमें कुछ देखना है उस तरह की चीज, दैट इज फाइन. बट ओनली thing, only criteria is that we are not totally using our time in all these things, so that we have no time for our friends, we have no time for our family, we have no time for studies, we have no time for chanting. Then probably we need to change our habits a bit. That's what I would suggest. For personally my life, I uh, use WhatsApp most of the time only. YouTube I use for viewing so many educational things. That's that thing I use a lot. LinkedIn is being used for professional things. But Facebook, Instagram, I use rarely. I use just 1 2 times in a day just to see any important thing. Just like that, talk to some friends. But I am not saying everyone, suggesting everyone do that. It is a personal choice. But we need to be very careful that we are not distracted from our goal. This is the point which we discussed before, कि हमें अपने गोल से डिस्ट्रैक्टेड नहीं होना चाहिए. हमारा स्टडीज करना, प्लेसमेंट, करियर ग्रो करना, अपनी स्किल्स को, ये हमारा गोल होना चाहिए. स्पिरिचुअल लाइफ में अपना कल्चर ग्रो करना, अपना कैरेक्टर स्ट्रॉन्ग करना, ये हमारा गोल होना चाहिए. और अगर ये हम अचीव कर पा रहे हैं, देन एवरीथिंग इज फाइन. So then Bharat was taking care of that deer, and now he was totally, most of the time, neglecting his prayers. Whatever he was doing, he was totally thinking about that deer, and he was totally thinking about deer all the times. अगर वो थोड़ी देर के लिए चला भी जाता था तो he was just thinking कि कहाँ चला गया, उसको कोई harm तो नहीं कर देगा. This way he was totally busy in the thought of deer. While he was chanting his mantras, he was doing meditation, he was chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, but he was always thinking about deer. So instead of becoming Krishna conscious, he became deer conscious. So this is what was the danger here. So one day the deer did not came back after long time. तो वो बहुत परेशान हो गए, ढूंढने लगे सब जगह. And he just lost his consciousness, and he was just thinking about deer, and at that time he left his body also. So this is a formula given in Bhagavad Gita, yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tejante anta kalevaram tam tam eveti konteya sadatad bhav bhavita. This we have discussed also, that based on whatever we think, whatever consciousness we have at the time of death, whatever our desires and whatever we deserve, based on that we get next life. So he was totally absorbed thinking about deer, so next life he became a deer, like that. He was remembering all his activities actually, कि कैसे खेला करता था, कैसे हम साथ में खाना खाया करते थे, and he was totally busy about that. So this way he became deer in the next life. This is what happened for him. So how unfortunate his situation was, that he left everything valuable in his life. He was a king, एक राजा के जैसे, मतलब राजा के जैसे नहीं, he was a king of the whole world. पूरे वर्ल्ड के वो राजा थे उस टाइम पे, and so many people were under him, so many facilities he was having, so much nice food he was having, so much comfortable rooms he was having. But whatever facilities we can imagine of, he was having maybe 1 lakh time greater than that. हम imagine भी नहीं कर सकते. What to speak about Ambani's and their facilities. Obviously he was not having internet that time, but all these things were not required actually. So उनके पास सब facilities available थी जो भी होनी चाहिए थी. So he gave up all those things, but now he came into the forest, and he was thinking about deer, and his meditation, he now became into a deer. But because he has done so much effort, he has done so much effort, he has done so much effort in doing a spiritual practice, so he got a lot of benefit by that. So एक क्वेश्चन हम ये भी पढ़ते हैं. Parents give name like Krishna, Govind, Radha to their children so that they can remember the Lord always by calling these names. Can you think of other ways to remember the Lord? तो पहले ऐसे आपने सुना होगा, like initially it used to happen at our grandfather's time. Normally they used to have a lot of names related to God, Ram, Krishna. uh, how many of you know this, that at earlier times, at the times of our grandparents, they had names which were connected with God, at least something. मतलब मैक्सिमम लोगों के 50-60% लोगों के नाम कुछ उस तरह से हुआ करते थे, स्पेशली स्पेशली रिलेटेड टू लॉर्ड राम. हमारे यहाँ पर राम जी का और कृष्ण जी का दोनों का ही बड़ा इन्फ्लुएंस है, लेकिन आप, मैंने देखा था, मतलब हमारे विलेज में तो बहुत सारे लोगों के नाम राम जी से कनेक्टेड होते थे. So this was done as a way so that people can remember or chant the name without putting much effort. आप सोचिए कि सब लोगों के नाम राम से हैं, तो आप किसी को भी बुलाएंगे तो राम, you are always chanting, you are already chanting the Mahamantra in one way, that you are chanting the name of Ram and Krishna. So इसी तरह से ऐसा किया जाता था. तो उसके अलावा हम कुछ कर सकते हैं, जैसे यहाँ पर कुछ वेज बताए गए हैं. What should be done? That we can regularly visit the temple and take the darshan of Lord. हम temple visit कर सकते हैं. All of you have opportunity to visit temple on 7th and take darshans there. Take nice remembrance of Lord Krishna will be there if you participate in the whole event expression. So that is one way in which, and also we can read from, जैसा हम कर रहे हैं discussion, ये करने से हम भगवान को और remember कर सकते हैं. So that way all these things can be done. I see very less participation from your side. I want little more. कुछ तो बोलिए आप लोग. मैंने किसी का भी अभी तक कुछ हैंड रेस तो किया आपने, वो तो बहुत अच्छा किया, एटलीस्ट इतना कर दिया आपने. बट अभी आगे के क्वेश्चंस में कुछ पार्टिसिपेशन करेंगे तो अच्छा रहेगा. So now king become a deer, but because the king has practiced so much in his last life, God is very very kind, Krishna is very very kind, that he made him a special deer. He made him a deer who was able to remember his last life. He was able to remember that I was King Bharat in last life. मैं भारत नाम से किंग था, सारी किंगडम मेरी थी, एंड बिकॉज ऑफ अ डियर I was lost in my meditation, I was distracted in my meditation, and now I took birth as a deer. ये सब उनको याद था. And he now he took certain decisions. उन्होंने कुछ डिसीजन लिया. He was regretting. First of all, बहुत ज्यादा regret कर रहे थे that I have lost a good opportunity of human form of life. Now I'm a deer. How much worship I can do, I don't know. So he was regretful, and then also he took some steps कि मैं आसपास अपन डियर्स के साथ नहीं रहूंगा. जो भी आसपास डियर हैं, मेरी फैमिली, इनके पास नहीं रहूंगा इस लाइफ में. मैं थोड़ा अलग ही रहूंगा इनसे, सो दैट मैं थोड़ा ज्यादा फोकस कर पाऊं, डिस्ट्रैक्ट ना हो. सो सी, even after becoming deer, he was having such strength, he was having such memory, that now also he was thinking about liberation, he was thinking about purifying himself. So he stayed away from that place, and he went near to a place जहाँ पे वो लास्ट लाइफ में थे, मतलब हिमालयाज पे ही, जहाँ पे वो उस आश्रम के पास थे, बिकॉज देयर सम गुड सेंट्स वर लिविंग ऑलरेडी. तो उनके आसपास उन्होंने रहना स्टार्ट किया, एंड देन ही यूज टू be around that place only so that he don't get distracted, and he was trying to do whatever worship he can do in his this life. So actually, just forgot to mention one point. One big problem which happened with Bharat in the last situation when he was there in forest, that he was without any guidance, he was without any association of good friends, he was alone in jungle, he was not having any seniors who will guide him, he was not having any equal friends who will टेक केयर ऑफ हिम, जो उनको बता सकें, ओ माय डियर फ्रेंड, यू आर गेटिंग डिस्ट्रैक्टेड. अगर कोई उनको उसकी लाइफ में बता देता दैट यू आर गेटिंग डिस्ट्रैक्टेड, यू शुड फोकस नाउ मोर on your meditation, on your worship, then he would have completed his spiritual things in the last life itself. सो इसीलिए हम सब लोगों के लिए भी गाइडेंस बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट है. दैट इफ एनी टाइम वी फेस डिफिकल्टी, हम पढ़ाई के साथ साथ कुछ चैंटिंग करना, जितना भी हम करते हैं 10 मिनट 15 मिनट, वो मैनेज नहीं कर पा रहे हैं, या फिर कुछ डिफिकल्टीज आ रहा है, सो वी ऑलवेज should take guidance from our seniors. Like Khushi is there for all of you, and second Khushi is also there, so you can take their guidance. And if they are not able to resolve, I am also there to explain. So whatever is the situation, you can always talk to them if you feel so that कि कुछ सिचुएशन है जो हम नहीं समझ पा रहे हैं. सो एंड ऑल्सो इफ यू हैव गुड फ्रेंड्स अमंग्स ईच अदर, अगर आप सब लोग एक दूसरे के अच्छे फ्रेंड्स हैं, स्पिरिचुअल चीजों को हम एक ही क्लास में हैं, तो कभी कभी हम डिस्कस कर सकते हैं. वी डोंट टॉक most of the time in college. What happen, people talk rubbish things about this, that, this actress, or etc etc, all of you know very well about this web series, that web series. So लेकिन जब भी आपके पास समय मिले, कभी थोड़ा बहुत 5 मिनट 10 मिनट आप क्लास में भी डिस्कशन कर सकते हैं, और किसी को कुछ एक डाउट आ रहा है, कंफ्यूजन आ रहा है, एक दूसरे से डिस्कस कर सकते हैं. अगर सीनियर से नहीं कर पा रहे हैं, सीनियर से करना चाहिए. सो इस तरह से अगर आप अच्छे लोगों के एसोसिएशन में रहेंगे, एंड आई एम नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट जस्ट ऑल दिस ग्रुप ओनली, आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट हैविंग गुड फ्रेंड्स हु ऑलवेज, जैसा हमने सबसे पहले भी डिस्कस किया था, हु ऑलवेज encourage you to do good things in life, who do not encourage you to go in the wrong direction. अगर आपके ऐसे फ्रेंड्स हैं, then you will be very happy in your life, you can achieve so much in your life. So now coming back to the deer, तो उन्होंने ऐसा करना शुरू किया, एंड इन दिस लाइफ ही वाज डूइंग ऑल दीज थिंग्स, एंड at end he was remembering God while he was giving up the body. And now he, with this all this thing, he was यहाँ पर कोई ठीक है, मे बी आई वुड आस्क नंदिनी खन्ना, मुझे ये नाम दिखाई दे रहा है, क्या आप पढ़ेंगे इसको, पैराग्राफ को?
Yes, sir.
या
When the time of death came and the Bharat was leaving the body of the deer, he loudly uttered a prayer to Supreme Lord, expressing his hope to the perpetually engage in his transcendental loving service.
या थैंक यू. तो जब डियर की बॉडी में भी ही वॉज अबाउट टू डाई, ही प्रेड टू द लॉर्ड दैट आई वॉन्ट टू सर्व यू, आई वांट टू प्लीज यू, आई वांट टू मेक यू हैप्पी। तो हम सब लोगों का भी यही प्रेयर्स होना चाहिए हमेशा कि हम कैसे कृष्णा को हैप्पी कर सकें, हम कैसे कृष्णा के लिए कुछ कर सकें। तो ये प्रेयर हमेशा हमारा रहना चाहिए इंटरनली। At every moment of our life, this should be our prayers. We can pray for everything else also to Krishna. Just pray to Krishna whatever you want, but pray about this thing also that I want to make you happy. So ये क्वेश्चन भी हम डिस्कस करेंगे। सो यहाँ पे क्वेश्चन में अगर कहीं बॉयज या गर्ल्स लिख रहा हो, उसको आप वाइसा वर्सा कर सकते हैं। What precautionary measure do you take to avoid becoming a prey to bad things that take you away from गॉड कॉन्शियसनेस और कृष्णा कॉन्शियसनेस? सो ये यहाँ पे एसोसिएशन की ही बात हो रही है कि आप क्या करेंगे सो दैट यू डोंट गेट इनटू बैड हैबिट्स। तो इस क्वेश्चन का आंसर मुझे चाहिए सबसे कि आप क्या करेंगे। ठीक है, चैट में ही भले बताइए, सबको बताना पड़ेगा। और अगर किसी को नन ऑफ द अबाउ बोलना है वो भी बोल सकता है, उसमें भी कोई ऐसी बात नहीं, बट प्लीज स्पीक आउट समथिंग। I will not move ahead if you don't say any answer to this. What's the issue in telling anything? If you are so shy now, how are you going to do any presentation? Yeah. So we will do chanting and try to move away from those bad habits. Okay. Jagni is saying that. Thank you, Jagni. Third, I avoid boys or girls maybe who break principles and drag their friends to bad habits. Correct, Pragati? ठीक है. So the answer to this question is 1, 3, and 4th. Yeah, Prachi is telling 4th. I will never miss weekly classes जहाँ पर हम सब ये चीजें सुनते हैं. Correct. Pragya is also telling 4th. And first is also there that I will have good friends. यहाँ पे boys लिखा है, उसको girls कर लीजिए या जो भी, मतलब boys with girls with good habits, जो अच्छे से academics में भी अच्छे हों और habits में भी अच्छे हों. So we will have good friends. We will try to have good friends. So all these things, if we will take care, we will be able to continue nicely in our life and able to achieve good things. Okay, now coming to the next life. Now he became a human being again, and this time he took birth in the family of a Brahmana, and he was remembering everything also. जो भी लास्ट दो लाइफ में उन्होंने किया, he knew that this is there. And now he was very, very cautious that this life I will not get distracted at all. I will just worship Lord, nothing else I will do. कुछ नहीं करूंगा मैं. So this is something which all of us cannot even imagine, the way of life he lived. We can just hear about him and we can just think, oh, so great. I cannot be like that in this life right now, but at least he is so great. And what a great life he has lived. बस हम इतना अच्छे से प्रे कर सकते हैं. So actually what he did is that he behaved like a madman. Madman in the sense more like a dumb and deaf person. कि उनको कुछ सुनाई नहीं देता है, कुछ बोलते नहीं है. He never spoke actually. So that people will not try to engage him in some job के कुछ job करो, ये करो, काम करो. He was just totally behaving like a deaf and dumb person. His father wanted to make him become a teacher. He want to make him a learned Brahmana, but he was not interested in doing anything. He was just interested in worshipping God. He was meditating, he was doing chanting internally, and when no one was there, but never used to talk to anyone. Very very difficult life for all of us. We cannot imagine this way. लेकिन वो ऐसा कर रहे थे because he was so serious about going closer to the God. He was thinking that this is the last opportunity. I cannot miss it at any cost. He was so serious about that. At least we can be 1.1% serious of this in trying to become God conscious. So ही वॉज ईटिंग एनीथिंग, जो भी उसको दे दिया जाता था, उनको दे दिया जाता था, वो खा लेते थे. ही वॉज नॉट टॉकिंग कि अच्छा है बुरा है, नथिंग अबाउट टेस्ट एट ऑल कि अच्छा लग रहा है. नो बिहेवियर बीइंग शोन एक्सटर्नली. एंड they used to treat him badly, his brothers and sisters, but he will not say anything. So he was so great person, but no one was knowing कि कितने बड़े worshipper हैं ये, कितने बड़े devotee हैं, because he never spoke. So it was not known. And his family members, they used to put him in the fields to use as a scarecrow. वो होता है ना, खेत में लगा देते हैं. कितने लोगों ने देखा है कि कभी कभी खेत में कुछ कपड़ा बांध, लाइक डंडे पे कुछ बांध देते हैं उनको डराने के लिए, लाइक क्रोज वगैरह को भगाने के लिए. स्केयर क्रो आपने सुना ही होगा. सो उस तरह से उनको यूज किया गया कि हमें तो एक डंडे की भी जरूरत नहीं. हमें, हमारे पास तो एक हट्टा कट्टा पर्सन है, आपको देख के सब भाग जाएंगे जानवर, आप खड़े रहिए. ही वाज जस्ट सिटिंग, स्टैंडिंग इन द फील्ड, नथिंग, नो बिहेवियर एट ऑल शोन, खड़े हैं बस ऐसे ही करके. सो दिस इज हाउ ही वाज लिविंग हिज लाइफ. So one day some people found him, some dacoits found him in in the fields, और उनको किसी की बलि चढ़ानी थी, मदर काली को. So they took him, उन्होंने पकड़ लिया और उन्होंने प्रोटेस्ट भी नहीं किया, चले गए उनके साथ ऐसा करके, और उनको नए कपड़े पहना दिए. एंड ही वाज रेडी बीइंग sacrificed. उनको अच्छे से रेडी किया एंड दे वर जस्ट अबाउट टू सेक्रीफाइस हिम. सो when they were about to do him, he was not protesting at all. We cannot imagine कि किसी का आपका गला काटने वाले हैं and he was just not doing anything. He only can do this because he was having so much faith on God that if you want to protect me, you will protect me. I don't want to live, I don't have any control over my life. अगर आप चाहेंगे तो आप protect करेंगे. I will do whatever you wish. So what happened next was very surprising, that from the deity of Mother Kali, जहां से जिनके आगे उनको चढ़ाने वाले थे, even Mother Kali herself came and she killed all these robbers. She killed all these robbers जो उनके आगे बलि चढ़ाने वाले थे. So what we learn from this point is that all the people, everyone, Mother Kali, Mother Durga, ब्रह्मा, शिवाजी, लॉर्ड शिवा, गणेश जी, सब कोई वो भगवान कृष्ण को रेस्पेक्ट करते हैं, और कृष्ण से जुड़ा हुआ जो भी व्यक्ति होता है उसको वो प्रोटेक्ट करते हैं. ऑल एंड इट इज बीइंग टोल्ड इन भगवत गीता. भगवत गीता में भगवान कृष्ण कहते हैं, मत्ता परतरम नान्यत किंचिदस्ति धनंजया मयि सर्वम इदं प्रोतम सूत्रे मणि गणा इव. दैट देयर इज नो वन ग्रेटर देन मी, मत्ता परतरम ना अन्यत, कोई नहीं है. बट एवरीवन इज कनेक्टेड विद कृष्णा. Lord Shiva is connected with Krishna, Lord Brahma is connected with Krishna, Mother Durga, Mother Kali, everyone is connected with Krishna only. So अगर आप बस हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र का चैंटिंग करेंगे, everyone, all the people are happy and everyone is giving you protection. You be uh, sure about that. So he was protected from this situation. After that, the this Jad Bharat, he was also again next day standing in the field. तो तभी वहां पे एक राजा का काफिला जा रहा था. Lot of people were going carrying the palanquin of the king. That time earlier, आप लोगों ने देखा होगा मूवीज में palanquin कैसे कैरी करते हैं, मतलब देखा है आप लोगों ने कि कैसे सर के ऊपर बैठा के ही वो लेके जाया करता था, मतलब राजाओं को. बिकॉज राजा स्पेशल लोग हुआ करते थे, सो उस तरह से उनको लेके जा रहे थे। तो अचानक से कोई पर्सन की वहां पे नीड पड़ गई, किसी को चोट लग गया होगा या फिर कुछ। तो उन्होंने फिर इनको देखा भरत को वहां पे और पकड़ लिया और बोला कि उठाओ इसको, पेलेंक्विन को। तो ही वॉज डूइंग दिस, ही वॉज कैरिंग दिस, बट आफ्टर सम टाइम इट वॉज बीइंग ऑब्जर्व्ड दैट पेलेंक्विन वॉज गेटिंग डिसबैलेंस्ड। वो थोड़ा सा डिसबैलेंस हो रहा था, कोई लोग धीरे चल रहे थे। सो व्हाट वाज हैपनिंग इज दैट किंग, दिस जड़ भरत, ही वाज मेकिंग श्योर कि वो किसी चींटी या छोटे से किसी कीड़े के ऊपर पैर ना रखें। सो ही वॉज पुटिंग हिज फीट वेरी केयरफुली, इधर उधर वो बचा के रख रहे थे। और उस वजह से बैलेंस, बाकी लोग कोई तेज चल रहा था कोई फास्ट चल रहा था, एंड ही वॉज, it was totally disturbing the balance because he was able to see presence of god in everyone's heart. So this is how a devotee, a person who is connected with Krishna, who is a spiritual, who is a real spiritual person, he will not harm even an ant. What to speak about harming any other living being, harming any human being? What to speak about? He will not harm even an ant and not even any other animal. So ये एक रियल डिवोशन का सिम्टम है, ये होता है रियल डिवोशन। सो दिस इज हाउ ही वाज बिहेविंग। सो हम सब लोगों को भी टेक केयर करना चाहिए कि हम भी यूजलेसली, मतलब हम उतना ध्यान तो शायद इस लाइफ में नहीं रख सकते, हम बहुत इधर उधर चलते हैं, बट एटलीस्ट वी कैन डू कॉन्शियस थिंग कि हम कभी भी जानबूझ के किसी को कष्ट ना पहुंचाएं भी। और उसके लिए सबसे बड़ी चीज होती है दैट ईटिंग, we should avoid eating non-vegetarian food, which we have discussed earlier also, because our body is not made according to that, and that also is so much pain giving to any other animal. We will never be happy अगर हम किसी को इतना कष्ट देंगे। How can we imagine that we can be happy by eating something like that? So this is how life happens. So उस तरह से जड़ भरत वहां पे अपना कर रहे थे, एंड देन किंग said, आर यू मैड, एंड ही वॉज चेस्टाइजिंग हिम। किंग जो है उनको काफी वो कर रहे थे। दैट टाइम फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम जड भरत स्पोक, बिकॉज जड भरत न्यू दैट दिस किंग इज spiritual, although he may be behaving with me in a harsh way, but he is going on his palanquin to hear about Bhagavad Gita only. वो भगवत गीता के बारे में ही सुनने जा रहे थे। तो that time Rahugana, this Jad Bharat, started his Bhagavad Gita. He told that, "O king, you think that you will be king forever? Next life, you may be carrying my palanquin and I may be king. Do you think that all our positions are permanent?" Just hearing this, king was shocked. He thought that he is not a normal person है, ये तो कोई ऐसा पागल व्यक्ति नहीं है राह चलता। He knows so much spiritual content, he knows such spiritual realities. So then he came down from the palanquin at the moment and उनके पैर छुए, उनको प्रणाम किया, and he said that please tell me something important. So that time their discussion happened, and this is how his life went. And after this life, Jad Bharat went back again to the spiritual world, and this is happy end to the life of Bharata. After 3 lives, he went back to the godhead by becoming conscious, by taking good guidance, association, by remaining away from distractions. All of us can also achieve the same goal in our life, where we can achieve so much, so great thing in our life. अपने personal life में भी हम चीजें achieve